Been working in wound care for 14 years now, although the time seems to have gone fast. I have a private practice. I work in a wound care center, and I run a residency program where we have a high volume of wounds in an indigent population. Well, evidence-based medicine means it's come from a peer review source. That can be textbook, journal, case study, and now most of the journals are linking the amount of evidence, grading the evidence from that source. So that helps quite a bit. Case studies are the most common. I think they're the easiest to get out quickly for a clinician standpoint. I know it's much easier for me to get that out. Controlled trials are probably the most meaningful, but in wound care you can't do controls that often because you run into ethical issues with non-treatment or lack of treatment. The way I address my wound care products, whether they be advanced biologics or a collagen-based dressing, would be more on the wound characteristics. The evidence provided may not relate to how I use that product. I have a very simple classification of whether a wound's wet, dry, or moist. And I'll use an alginate for a wet wound to dry it out. I'll use a biologic to promote from within, and it depends if the researcher or the study is actually using it in that method as to how I can relate it to my practice. Regarding pay for performance and how that may affect insurance companies reimbursing for products and the use of those products, I think it's going to be very difficult until the AMA comes up with a code for non-compliance, because that affects the result of the dressing much more than the dressing that's chosen. A lot of times we'll choose dressings that'll last 7 days and wrap the patient in a total contact cast or compressive dressing so that they cannot be non-compliant, and they still find ways to do that. So I think pay for performance has a ways to go before it'll actually be accepted.